Dear Pats Nation, it's just about time. Yeah, we're back. You know it's Dear Pats Nation, nation, nation. Yeah, it's Dear Pats Nation, nation, nation. Come on. Yeah, it's Dear Pats Nation. And the show starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, Super Bowl, Dear Pats Nation. It's your boy, Toronto's pride, Toronto's joy, Mr. Ray Route, Mr. Dear Pats Nation, the original. And I'm here with my boy, the resident angry Boston nerd who was just as insufferable in the AFC Championship game as he was in the divisional game, Mr. Producer Mike. And Mike, before we get to you, I've got a question to ask Patriots Nation, and that question is very old school. How do you feel about returning to the Super Bowl? Mikey, how do you feel, my friend?
So, all disclosure, Ray FaceTimed me right after the game was over. Have you ever had adrenaline shock, anybody out there? That's what that, like, everything just, like, went cold and black. Because for about 10 minutes, I was just like, I joked during the game. I'm like, oh, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. And I was just like, the direction of the wind, the Patriots are playing really conservative. I was like, just watch Jarrett Stidham make that kind of end of game, like, pass that kind of killed, Brady, in the Giants Super Bowl, something like that. And then the Gonzalez pick happened, like right on schedule. Tony Romo said it like as it happened. The wind is swirling. Like, you got to be careful the ball doesn't hang up there. And like on cue, I don't think I've screamed that audibly about a pick since the Gilly pick in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, my dog like attacked me when it was all done and over with because I did the like, it's over, and I was jumping around the living room. Dude, like I am euphoric still. Yeah, I FaceTime Mike and my non-podcast voice, which is like my deeper, like, presentation voice, and I think the highest pitch, like Tom Brady octave voice. I was like, Mikey, we're going back to the Super Bowl.
I didn't know what happened. It was like Julian Edelman at the end of Super Bowl 51. I was like, the game has to end. They have to review it. And I was like, my buddy was like, no, the game's over. I'm like, no, the game's not over yet.
Oh, man. Like, there is so much to talk about, so much, like, not just the fact that here we are celebrating the Patriots returning to the Super Bowl. And thank you to everybody who's in for this live stream of the Dear Pats Nation podcast. Thank you, everybody coming back. Thank you to all the new subscribers we got this week. And thank you for the messages and comments and all that kind of stuff as we continue to rebuild this channel. It's been a fun year. So Mike and I, let's do a little bit of reminiscing. I think it's important for this show. So Mike and I, we did our first show back that I think like 8 people watched, was the draft show. And it was really an off the cuff. It was me seeing if I still wanted to do this, wanted to go for an hour, have a conversation. If you watch it, there's a lot of monotone speaking. I'm not really into it. Mike is clearly carrying the show. I knew 2 of the draft picks. Like, I didn't know anybody else. And we're going through the motion. And so we said, okay, let's take a break now. Let's wait until the season starts when there's football. We'll do it. Connor, we got him on board. Kind of his idea. Got him on board. He never showed up. But and then we kind of go through the season. So we have our very first official episode. Our pilot was the draft show. Our official episode is the week before the Raiders, and we're kind of doing our Raiders prediction and our preseason predictions. And Mike said this team, the maximum this team is going to win this season is 9 games. I gave them between 7 and 8. I said they'll win at least 6, probably win between 7 and 8. Both of us said, unless there's some miracle, they probably won't make the playoffs this year. However, all we wanted to do was see them get better and better as the season went on. Then they dropped the game to the Raiders, who we thought were a better team at that time. And the season kind of takes off from there. And then we get really hyped up for the season, and we're like, oh my God. And they beat Tampa, and they kind of beat these games in Atlanta, and these teams that we sort of had like, oh, they could lose these games. And then I turn around and go like, Mike, tell me how this team doesn't go to the Super Bowl. Tell me who are you afraid of in the AFC? And if you go back, this is probably week 9 or 10 that we're having this conversation. And Mike predicted then that the Patriots and the Broncos would be playing in the AFC Championship game. And Mike said that this Patriots defense would be too much for, at the time, Bo Nix. And then some stuff happens, and they win some tight games where they should have been better. Then they play the Buffalo Bills, and they look terrible. And all of a sudden, I start buying into the fool's gold. Mike starts buying into the fool's gold. We go into the divisional weekend against the Chargers, both of us saying, it's house money now. This is more than we thought. We're just going to have a good time.
Yep.
And then they beat the Chargers. Well, the Texans defense is going to be bad, Mike. It's going to be hard. And then they beat the Texans.
Yep.
All right. Well, they're facing Jarrett Stidham, but that defense in Denver is no joke.
The defense was no joke.
And it was no joke. And it's funny because the way that game started, and it was 7-0 Denver, I had the loss tweet ready to go, and it was all we got wasn't good enough. And turns out, jumping the gun. There we go. So let's look at some stuff. Because I put some stuff, like I got a lot of media up here. And on top of all of this was like one of the most interesting weeks in the NFL ever as well, like from other teams. So I do want to get to a couple of those things. I cut a lot because I thought they were going to lose this game and that we were going to just not want to talk about it forever. But let's start by looking at this shot right here. It comes from SportsCenter. Just look at that. Same vibes. Got the same thing here. The NFL put that out. The same vibes. And then I saw this interesting stat. After going 4-13 last season, the Patriots seek to become the 6th team to reach the Super Bowl after having 5 or fewer wins the previous season. The last team to win a Super Bowl after having 5 or fewer wins the previous season was the 2001 Patriots in Tom Brady's first season as a starting quarterback. So the bookending is there. Now, the last time I looked, it wasn't looking great for the Rams. Is that still the case?
Let me pull it up. I have it on my other screen.
It is 24-13 for Seattle. I thought, wouldn't that be amazing, though, if the next Patriots team to do it plays the Rams again? Beats MVP Matthew Stafford. Here's another interesting fact for you, though. Robert Kraft has owned this team for 32 years. He's about to go to his 11th Super Bowl.
That's insane.
He has now done it with 3 different coach-quarterback combinations.
It's unbelievable.
It's been a year.
Man, I'm just thinking of, and I don't know why this stuck in my mind all of a sudden. Do you remember one episode I asked you, and it was early on, I said, Ray, how would you feel if the Patriots went back to the Super Bowl in like the next 3 years? And you were like, it doesn't really matter. I don't expect them to ever get back there again. We've kind of like had our day. And it's just, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we were kind of like talking off the cup about it, and just to have like come this far is unbelievable. Like everybody keeps texting me and they're like, what do you think? And I just keep typing the same thing. It's unreal. Like it's just unreal.
Mike says, hate to break it to you, Ray, but the Seahawks are a wagon. Listen, Mike, what did I say? Was it last week or the week before? I said no matter what happens next week, the Seattle Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I'm very aware. The Seahawks are still, even with the Patriots going there, I have to be honest with you, and you can clip this and do whatever you want with it. I still think the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl. That's been my prediction since we started the playoffs. That team, the only maybe saving grace is their quarterback.
Maybe.
Because we know if you can get pressure on him, he can see ghosts.
Yeah,
and this Patriots defense has the dogs to make him see ghosts. Which, by the way, Drake May was seeing ghosts today.
He was. We called it out on one play specifically. He saw a big, and he wasn't Casper, the friendly ghost. He wandered up into pressure when he had plenty of time up there and just.
Ooh. I messaged you. I said he ran into the sack.
Yeah.
He ran into a sack. So last year, the Patriots win 4 games. This year, we have, for the NFL honors, Drake May, MVP nominee, Offensive Player of the Year nominee, Travion Henderson, Offensive Rookie of the Year nominee, Comeback Player of the Year. The guy who this is actually the one I think could win it, is Stephon Diggs for Comeback Player of the Year. Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year. Postseason doesn't count, so I still don't think he's going to win it. But another award I think we could have is Assistant Coach of the Year, Josh McDaniels, because I think Josh McDaniels has proved time and time again his value as an offensive coordinator. Let's all remember Mac Jones's first year with the Patriots. He looked like a capable quarterback.
Yeah, yep, definitely. And Josh McDaniels, there were some questionable calls early, but I think later in the game when things kind of declared themselves, him and Vrabel were just kind of like, we just need to bleed clock and kick to the defense and not turn the football over. That's the one positive thing I can say about Drake May's performance today overall is if they turn the ball over even once, they lose this game.
100%.
Do that.
100%. And I want to actually pull a comment here from Snap Time, who says, and Tony Romo alluded to this, that I think Drake was under a lot of pressure to not turn the ball over. And I agree. I think he was. I think they would have been okay with him maybe throwing an interception. Yeah, I think they were telling him, though, you cannot fumble the football. Like, you cannot put us in a situation. Look, the Patriots' only touchdown came off of one of the most idiotic plays I've ever seen a quarterback make. If Drake May would have done what Jarrett Stidham did today to turn that ball over, we never would have been even having the discussion about not kicking the field goal and going for it on 4th down, like I'm sure Bronco fans are having about Sean Payton right now. We'd be talking about how just moronic our quarterback looked, double-handing the ball backwards.
Can I say this? This was a great, and I'm not saying it can't go either way, but this is a great example of like why having a coach like Mike Vrabel, who's worked on both sides of the ball, is important. Being a coach, because Sean Payton got in his own head after that touchdown and said, "Oh wow, we can pass on them. We can win this game. We can be super aggressive and step on their necks early." Doesn't kick the points, doesn't get the field goal. The turnover maybe doesn't happen. That whole thing spirals in a totally different direction.
Well, yeah, the game would have been 10-10. It would have been 10-0. The Patriots would have been trailing. You play the game different. When the weather changes, if you have the lead, you're playing it differently, obviously.
Right.
But I want to just I'm just going to read a tweet that I sent out. So I put this out at the end of the first quarter. I said, end of 1, Broncos 7, Patriots 0. Patriots getting beat on all 3 phases of the game, which they were. They were getting beat on all 3 phases of the game. Schooler was the only special teams player that I had any faith in. He was all over the place, but they were getting beat in the special teams game. Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels were being outcoached. I don't care what you say. Both of them were being outcoached.
Yep.
Drake May look pitiful. Will Campbell, is a problem this season for the Patriots. This season, I'm not saying long term, but this season, Will Campbell is a problem.
Yep.
At the end of the first quarter, the Broncos had 92 total yards of offense. The Patriots had 12 after 3 possessions. 12.
Didn't they got 50 or 60 of that on the deep pass? Not saying that they didn't outperform them.
Yeah, but they had 92 to 12. The Patriots had 12 total yards of offense on 3 possessions.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care what the Broncos had.
Right, when the weather didn't declare.
No,
So-
the weather didn't. The weather wasn't an issue at that point. So I think, to me, you could see the Patriots coaching staff superiority in the second quarter. And then you saw Josh McDaniels start scheming up some run plays in the third quarter, and they got down. They went for it on 4th and inches. I still don't think Drake May got it, but it was hard to overturn it.
I think that's the key phrase there. I don't think they got it, but I think as soon as he disappeared under that pile, you couldn't say yes or no.
And I think that was the whole thing.
And can I say something else on that too?
Yeah.
They ended up kicking the field goal.
Yeah, after everything.
After all that's hilarious, but it worked out for them because just say something crazy on the goal line happens there, you know?
Well,
Again,
I almost texted you. I was so worried about like an interception being thrown.
Yeah.
Like I really, really did.
He threw a lot of dangerous passes in this. The one that I pointed out to you where he threw to Diggs, and there were like 5 guys around Diggs. It's like, dude, you cannot throw that ball.
Something I do want to discuss too, because I haven't seen it get a lot of play, and it's probably something we won't come back to. But I want to, everybody's going to talk about how Gonzo probably sealed the deal for the Patriots when he intercepted that football, or Drake May, how when he ran the football and picked up the first down, sealed the game.
Yep.
I think the guy who sent the Patriots to the Super Bowl was Leonard Taylor.
Yeah, with the blocked field goal.
Leonard Taylor blocking that field goal, tipping that field goal, and sending the ball in the other direction, kept it at 10-7. Because I wrote in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, I said, based on the conditions and the flow of the game, the Patriots defense has to win this game 10-7 or the Patriots will lose. Now, I also followed up with playoff football is awesome because it is. And I love those kind of scenarios. Yeah. I mean, this is to me when you need to win a game 10-7, it's like a pitcher's matchup in the postseason. You know me, my defense. Bring me these low scoring games where every play means something. Yeah. And I don't think outside of Jim Nantz and Tony Romo going, oh, he blocked it. I don't think I was on Twitter, like the Leonard Taylor thing did not get the momentum.
No,
I believed it deserved. And he really, like, honestly, like that is what sealed the victory for the Patriots. I do want to just acknowledge our fans. Hola. Hanif, my boy, Patriots are back in the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. Snap time, they blocked the field goal. That blocked field goal was absolutely massive. Mikey says the offense has faced top 5 defenses in blank weather this whole playoffs. Give me comfortable California in 2 weeks of Josh scheming and that offensive line getting rest. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Mike, we've seen the Patriots offense play well this year.
Yeah, they've definitely been in a funk, and I'm not like, listen, if they play the Seahawks, it's going to be the same level of defense. If the Rams pull this out, we'll see. But
nicer weather though, where maybe those fumbles and those turnovers aren't a key factor.
Yeah, and I think honestly, we've been talking about this, and it's finally come to fruition in a sense. This is going to be house money. They might just tell Drake to cut it loose, and you know what? You're going to make a play. You're going to make a pick. Like just go for it, dude. Like, we're here. We're not supposed to be here type of thing. You know what I mean? So,
you know whose name didn't get called today on that offensive line? Because I saw Moses get mulled over.
Yep. I
saw Will Campbell get beat. We didn't talk about Mike Onwenu, which is always good.
Yeah.
It's always good for an offensive lineman.
He's stepped up. He's stepped up. Him and Garrett Bradbury.
Yes, absolutely. Gonzo has a game.
Unbelievable.
Barmore, big sack.
Did you hear this? Have you listened to any of the post-game stuff?
I have not.
So Vrabel is being very anti-Belichick right now. He's just letting the players kind of ride the high. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore are carrying on this big like disrespect thing. They're like, Pro Bowl offensive line, my ass. Like, we had their shit. Like, get the F off of me. I'm like, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Can I stir the pot in Pats Nation a little bit?
Sure.
Can we talk about Mr. He Can't Draft?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Can we just? I think the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, and I think acknowledging these players, Christian Gonzalez, Mike Onwenu, Christian Barmore, pretty big names. Marcus Jones, Anthony Jennings, whatever.
You know what? He is showing up a little bit since Harold Landry's been down. Although Caleb Von Chason, hats off to him.
I think that, to me, Anthony stepped up last week against Houston. That's where I really saw him go. But that's some names on there. That's some names on there that are going to the Super Bowl that was brought in by the hoodie.
Although, like I always say, I don't give him credit for Christian Gonzalez.
Why? We've
talked about this. He traded down. He was still there. He took the best player available. I don't really give you credit for that.
Mike, he took Christian Gonzalez. He kept the first round pick and took N'Keal Harry one year.
We're going to be waiting that long if we do a draft night stream again. Can you imagine?
I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, either 31st or 32nd, right? Like it is. Just so they can trade out. But no, I think it's fair to at least there is that defense who saved this day today. Now, not all of his players. Obviously, Milton Williams was nothing to do with him. Spillane, no, right? Like that was actually a Vrabel carryover from Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think it's only fair as Patriots fans and as the Bill Belichick fanboy that I am, and being a stark defender of him for so many years, I believe that I needed to at least acknowledge that some of these players who had some big plays today, who've been big parts of this run, Onwenu, Barmore, and Gonzalez especially, I had to give a shout out to the hoodie for bringing those guys in.
Yeah, and this may end up like, listen, if they win, it's going to come back and somebody's going to give Belichick these flowers, not just you. But Christian Barmore today, he had that sack where he kind of looked like Milton Williams, and I was just like, oh, it's Milton Williams, and I had to like double take, and I was like, oh, we just have everybody making plays now. You know what I mean? And like, this is a good offensive line. This excuse isn't here now. And again, that's why I'm not going to fully count them out. Kind of like McChicken said, give Josh 2 weeks. Maybe they can fix Drake May, figure out what's going on. This defense is going to keep them in it, hopefully.
So, Mike, I've been trying not to curse on the show, but I think I'm going to use a curse if that's okay.
Hell yeah.
Our boy Francisco out in Portugal, where I believe the time right now is 9:45, 10:45, 11:45, 12:45, 1:45. I think it's 2:45 in the morning.
Yep.
Set tomorrow for us. Yeah, says the only you guys can make me awake until now just to say, let's fucking go, Patriots Nation.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it. What up, San Francisco? Elliot Wolf also had another big move this year that I think has gone very underrated. And I think we need to acknowledge it. He also, I don't know, did you hear about what happened after the game?
No.
I didn't know you could do extensions during the postseason, but he just did the Patriots signed a big extension. The Patriots have signed the weather to a 2-week extension deal.
So little inside baseball. My buddy who I've been telling all week, I'm like, the Patriots are going to lose. He's like, no, they're not. He's like, Stiddy ain't doing, F anything. I texted him after the game and I was like, listen, I didn't know they were going to dig Bill Belichick's weather machine out of the basement for 2 weeks in a row. Okay.
Listen, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hell yeah.
And that brings me to this. Okay. So this came out few days ago, 6 days ago, actually, because I screenshotted today.
Yeah.
Patriots path to the Super Bowl. Easiest regular season schedule ever. Chargers with no O-line. Texans with no Nico. Broncos with no Knicks. Now, I don't share Dear Pats Nation tweets very often on the show because it's us versus the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to fight ourselves, but I put a post out tonight, a picture of me and my beautiful bride. And I wrote this. I said, if you think talking about schedules, injuries, and weather is going to make any Patriots fan feel differently about New England going to the Super Bowl, you're literally screaming into the wind. I can guarantee you there is not one single Patriots fan right now on this planet who's sitting at home going, well, we don't really deserve this. Like, I'm not really happy about it. I wish we had a harder schedule going into the postseason. Like, I want to make this so crystal clear for every fan base out there, especially the Buffalo Bills fan base, because this is where a lot of the BS is coming from.
Oh, so much hate.
So much. But a lot of it is coming from this. I want you to know you're sitting there without a coach right now, with an owner who's throwing current players under the bus and former coaches under the bus, literally making real coaching candidates like Mike McDaniel pull out of the race because they don't want to deal with that type of ownership. That's your guys' reality. My reality is strong schedule, weak schedule, whatever it is. In 2 weeks, February 8th, I'm watching Super Bowl 60 the same way you're watching Super Bowl 60, except I'm watching the New England fucking Patriots playing in the game, and you're watching Josh Allen swing on a hammock in Cancun. I don't care about the schedule. I don't care about the weather. I don't care about the injuries. I don't care about Spygate or Deflategate or any gate that you want to put in here. So we got schedule gate this year. The New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. And I feel fucking great about that. I feel fantastic about that. And there's nothing you can say that's going to remove this euphoria from me. So please continue to scream at the clouds like angry old men, because nobody, not one single member of Patriots Nation, gives two shits about any of those reasons you say the Patriots don't deserve to be playing in Super Bowl 60.
The best one I saw was a Buffalo Bills content creator posted something to the effect of like, or reposted something to the effect like, Drake May won these 3 games, and he's like, actually, the defense carried him through these 3 games. So I was like, okay, so it's a normal Patriots year where the defense carries the team to the championship, and we have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Where are you? What are you doing? Like you said.
Yeah,
okay.
Like,
defense wins championships. Congratulations.
Well, that's the part that gets me. Like, do you think that we're all sitting at home right now crying about this? Like, oh, Mike, man, I know they're in the Super Bowl, but like that schedule.
There are people in New England. There are people, because they are sensitive babies, that care about what everybody else says, and they're trying to justify it. It's okay you had an easy schedule. We're getting to the Super Bowl fairly healthy. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I look at it in the sense of, I understand there's going to be radio guys are going to be all over this. I mean, I saw a whole thing this week, I would think it was on Boston radio, that if the Patriots lost on Sunday, would it be the biggest choke job in Boston sports history? That was the question that they were debating. And I just thought, what a ridiculous, stupid question. Like, I understand they were playing Jarrett Stidham, and I really didn't think Jarrett Stidham actually played better today than I thought he was going to play, especially at the beginning. The Patriots adjusted to him. It wasn't as great after the first quarter, but he played better than I thought he was going to play. But how many times did I say after last week or during last week's show, like, this Denver defense is no joke? If you thought Houston was hard, wait until you play Denver.
Right. And that's because Vance Joseph, he schemes it. It's not like Houston where it's just go win. He's like, I'm going to confuse you. And clearly he did with Drake today. So
yeah, there was a lot. So
yeah.
Anyways, this is my plea to Pats Nation. Please remember that next week it's media week, and we get to watch the Patriots sit on the podiums and take the interviews, and Guillermo from Jimmy Kimmel will be there asking his dumb questions. If you guys have never seen those segments, they're amazing. Him and
Did you
Tom.
get our setup on Radio Row, by the way?
I'm trying, Mike. I'm trying.
Okay.
Did you buy your new mic yet to go on Radio Way?
Yeah.
Anyways, so like all that stuff, right? Like it's we're gonna be enjoying the game. You're gonna be having parties, inviting friends. Some of you are gonna be on live with us next Monday, talking, setting up the Super Bowl. It's gonna be a fun week. Mike, I think you and I should go on twice that week too. We should do the hangout, and then maybe we should have another day where just you and I set up the Super Bowl and tee up the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because realistically, when are we going to get to do this again? We might as well live it until next year.
Exactly. So I'm going to be sitting here going like, do I wear my Brady jersey like I did today? Do I wear my Judon jersey? Do I wear my Hightower jersey? Does Mike buy me a Drake May jersey?
I was thinking about it. I bought you a little something for the end of the season if they won.
Did you?
Yeah.
What is it?
I got something signed for you.
Really?
Yeah.
And if they lose, I don't get it?
You'll still probably get it. Maybe just later.
Yeah. Come on, Patriots. Come on.
Now they have to win, right?
Now they have to. Now I'm going to be devastated if they don't.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the Pats are going to be in the Super Bowl, and we get to have a good time. Don't get caught up with the BS online.
I just read that. No, it's an Asante Samuels.
Aaron Dobson. I like Aaron Dobson. Who was the Josh Boyce? Remember when Cotter and I got in that big fight over Josh Boyce? So just have a great time and don't get locked in. I see like the Patriots Twitter crew, who are smart enough people, but they get suckered into these troll debates. Yeah. By the way, everybody, the Dear Pats Nation Twitter account got flagged this week.
For what? What'd you do?
A bunch of Bills fans reported us as spam. as we got a bunch of reports, so we got flagged as a spam account. I had to do a bunch of things to show that we were real human beings and all that type of stuff.
Oh, talk about okay. So Patriots fans are sensitive. Bills fans are sensitive babies.
Oh yeah, just babies. So, anyways, but we have a temporary flag on our account that we may not be shared with as many things and blah 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 blah. So, thank you, Bills Mafia. Thank you, Bills Mafia, for having our X account flagged as spam because you couldn't handle.
Hey,
I don't even know. I don't know if I didn't. Some Bills fan was having was when it was 7-0 or 7-7, he tweeted out MVP, and I was just like Super Bowl. He's probably, and I'm pretty sure that he's one of the people who flagged us as spam. So I went hard last week. I went really hard at Bills Mafia.
You did,
and it kind of I made us vulnerable to it, but listen. Let's not forget, Bills Mafia, that Stephon Diggs had to live with that picture on the right that the people can see on the screen for so long because you couldn't get him to the AC Championship game. And there he is with his beautiful bride, Cardi B. The Chiefs have Taylor Swift. The Patriots have Cardi B. Stephon Diggs is going to a Super Bowl. I do believe that the Patriots-Chiefs rivalry is going to be ramping up again next season. You're not going to hold down this Chiefs team, especially since it looks like Travis Kelce is coming back. We'll hopefully get time to talk about a little bit about that later. But I'm so happy for Stephon Diggs because for so many years he had to live with this. For so many years, this was how he was after championship games and after big playoff games, and now he got to be on the field with a champion's hat.
Wait, go back to the other picture.
This one.
Oh, him and the Gatorade are the same color almost. Oh, okay.
Yes. This is the press conference that got his coach fired apparently that was the look because Pagola walked around the the Bills locker room and saw how sad Josh McDaniels was, so they had to fire Sean McDermott for it. And we'll get into the dumpster fire that is the Buffalo Bills very shortly. I don't want to spend too much time on Buffalo because I spent a lot of time last week. I got some Steelers stuff I want to talk about, and I've got a few things I want to talk about. But
okay, fair enough.
But I'm just very happy for Stephon Diggs that he can finally get to the Super Bowl. That was his third championship game, NFC championship with Minnesota. I think it was Atlanta who ended up going to the Super Bowl. The Patriots defeated them for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Philly. Philly beat them in the NFC championship game. And Philly beat the Patriots. And of course, he went to the AFC championship game with the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen couldn't get it done, gave Patrick Mahomes too much time. You can't get Patrick Mahomes 13 seconds. Mahomes pumps down the field. Sean McDermott forgot how to coach defense, and Buffalo goes home. And Josh Allen looks like that. Stephon Diggs looks on the right, just had to watch them celebrating. Now he gets to go with Cardi the B.
You know what's interesting when you win? You don't hear about how he's upset that they lost.
No. It's amazing though, right? Like his attitude. The poor guy just wanted to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's all. That's all he wanted.
All he wanted to do was go back to the Super Bowl. Tree says, man, where is Connor these days? I have no idea. We messaged him live on last week's show. He still hasn't written me back. So
yeah,
maybe we're not friends anymore.
MIA.
His father likes my stuff on LinkedIn, so
maybe you should reach out to his dad.
Maybe Connor was watching and heard me say, I want to try to get him on, so he's just not talking to me.
That could be too. Although the complete Twitter radio silence, even after they've gotten to the Super Bowl, is a little worrisome.
I feel like he just doesn't want. I feel it's your fault.
Could be.
I feel like he doesn't want to see you. All right, Mike, I did this last week. Should I do it this week?
Sure.
Should we count how many times Mike told me the game was over? The wrong way. Not the right way. The wrong way.
I'm going to guess 12. Was it 12?
No.
Maybe 7.
3 times. 3 times Mike told me the Patriots game was over and that they lost. 3 times, Mike, you told me the Patriots game was over and that they lost.
Listen, they keep losing. Maybe I should keep the shtick up.
I think I told you.
Winning.
I think I told you last week that you're tiresome some days.
Listen, they were getting dominated in that first half. Okay, like it just
Mike, right before the Gonzo interception, you messaged. Do you want to hear what you messaged me?
Sure.
Yep, that's bad. That might be the game. Denver's going to score on this play. And then my response, Gonzo!
What did I say was bad?
Oh, Mike, everything.
Everything.
Every time something good happened in the game, I was like, or good happened in the game, I was like, oh, what a great play. Nothing. Radio silence from Mike. As soon as there was like a drop ball or like something, I would just get this rant that comes back on the other end. So you know what? I'll acknowledge though. I reminded Mike. I just wrote Mike and just said it was a tense. It was fourth quarter. It was tense, and I just wrote Mike. I'm like, playoff football is awesome, and he just wrote, yeah, it is. So I'll give you the credit.
It is. I mean, again, listen. It's just when a game's that close at Denver at home. I don't know. Listen, it didn't matter. They won the game. I don't know. I can't tell you what I was thinking.
The guy who said Hoyer and Stiddy would win 14 games in a Super Bowl has gone ghost. Yeah. Were you weren't with the show at the time, but did you see that episode?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. It was like Cam Newton wasn't even the quarterback yet for the Patriots. And I was like, I got the Patriots win like 5 or 6 games. He's like, I don't agree with you. They're going to win like 12 or 13 games this season. There's still so much.
And that wasn't shtick. That wasn't him being
that
like,
was him like getting pissed off at me
yeah,
that I believed.
like, oh yeah, they could just move again. That's when everybody was riding the Belichick copium, like super high.
Oh yeah.
Like it's mostly Bill and Brady just managed the offense. Like no.
So I want to talk about this. I don't know if you saw this week. Ryan Clark.
That was actually from like weeks ago.
I don't even care. I saw it this week though.
Yeah.
He said that Tom Brady, Drew Brees. So Ryan Clark said that Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Peyton Manning were not generational quarterbacks. Quote, I don't think Tom Brady, I don't think Drew Brees, I don't think Peyton Manning were generational talents. Mike, that is one of the most asinine takes I'd ever heard in my life. I give some bad takes. I'm the guy who I think it was 2017 did a video that said it's time to trade Rob Gronkowski. And people went ballistic on me. I've had some crazy takes over the past. I have defended Bill Belichick in the Brady versus Belichick, argument, which has forced me to say some asinine things about Tom Brady. To come out though and say that they are not generational talents. I mean, you could argue, even if you wanted to make the Brady argument of he was a game manager and you have Belichick and, the old Mario argument, right? Top 5 defense, whatever. But okay, what about Drew Brees and Peyton Manning? The talent in Peyton Manning's arm is better than almost every quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I watched the clip weeks ago, and honestly, I don't care whether he's talking about physically or whatever. You're talking about 3 of the best quarterbacks of all time. Period. Stop.
And McChicken says they aren't generational athletes in the athletic sense. And I think he's saying, and I think that's what Clark was trying to say. But I have a problem with that because they were athletes playing their position at the absolute highest level. Now, I could argue Drew Brees not being a part of that conversation.
He's still like a top 10 quarterback-ish.
Correct. Of all time? No.
Well, the last era, let's say, in that era.
Okay, fine. But Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are a top 10 all-time quarterback, which means they were still athletes playing an athletic sport.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't freak runners like Cam Newton or Michael Vick. But you're talking about guys who played a position in a sport at the highest level. I just cannot accept that they're not generational athletes because they are.
No, it's a different kind of athlete, right? But to say that they're not Tom Brady is generational, transcends sports in a sense when you think of Tom Brady at this point. So to say he's not a generational athlete is stupid. It's just stupid.
When you talk about Tom Brady, you're talking about him in the same breaths as Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods,
right?
LeBron James, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say Tiger Woods, cerebral.
Yeah.
A little bit of physical ability,
You're talking about guys who, when we talk about the GOATs of all sports, Tom Brady's in those conversations.
Absolutely.
But no, we're going to bow to this. Anyways, Sean McDermott got fired this week. Bills fans are not happy. They have over 40,000. I think it's way higher than 40,000 now, but they started a petition to bring back Sean McDermott. And I just bring this up because what an absolute shit show in Buffalo right now. What was Pagola and Bean thinking in that press conference? And I know, here's what I know. I know that Pagola saw the reaction from the fans. He was told, hey, Buffalo's pissed. They think the wrong guy got fired. He had to protect his decision.
Yep.
He didn't want to be Robert Kraft, who chose Belichick over Brady and then immediately threw Belichick under the bus, like almost instantaneously. He was like, I'm going to defend my decision. I'm going to defend my guy. I promoted him. I can't look stupid. But first of all,
Yep.
he talks about the Keon Coleman draft pick,
Unbelievable.
which there is so much video and audio of like that being Brandon Beane's pick.
My favorite thing is when they're like, good, he's dropping. That means it'll be easier for us to get him. Like,
His 40. Yeah, his 40 was too low. It'll be easier for them to get him. But so you got a current player now who you were told, hey, the GM doesn't want you. And you threw Sean McDermott under the bus trying to protect him. The question that I ask, because before Bill Belichick was fired from the Patriots, and let's call it what it was, we know he was fired by the Patriots.
Right. Yep.
I said to you, I said, Mike, Robert Kraft has to handle this correctly. They can't put out a social media post thanking Bill Belichick for his time and then moving on. Because if they do that, there is a whole crop of coaches who look up to Bill Belichick who wouldn't even consider signing a contract for your team. And I believe that includes Mike Vrabel. Especially the way he was unceremoniously dumped in Tennessee. If Bill Belichick would have been burnt on the way out by Robert Kraft, I don't think Vrabel comes. I think then everything went to hell in a handbasket after, and it became fair game. But the way Belichick left the team, the joint press conference, blah, 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 I think they had to do that. They had to treat that situation like that.
I agree.
Who the hell is going to want to work for Brandon Beane now?
No, I texted you as soon as I saw this move. Like, this is the most Buffalo move thing ever, right? Like, you essentially fired the wrong guy. And not only that, you promoted the dude, your new player, vice president, whatever, just failed his way up the food chain.
Yeah. And now they're talking about bringing back Brian Dable.
Oh, they have to. That's who it's going to be.
You don't think it's going to be Phillip Rivers?
I mean, could be.
Let's look at this. So a couple of things here. Phillip Rivers went from retired high school football coach to starting quarterback for the Colts and now a head coaching candidate for the Bills. What a year. And Meerkat wrote, no coaching experience? People are acting like Phillip Rivers didn't just lead the St. Michael Catholic High School football team to a 13-1 record. I mean, I was surprised when I heard Mike McDaniel pull himself out of the race.
I wasn't. I'll tell you why. Because I think there's a lot going for that Charger offense, like we talked about. They've been hurt. They've kind of been like an OC away for a couple of years. And I think Mike McDaniel might be smart enough to realize, like, if I can go win with that team, it's going to be better than me sitting here in Buffalo for 2 years trying to rebuild this thing.
But you got Josh Allen. Like, you've got your dependable quarterback.
I don't. Yeah, but it's not just the quarterback; it's what's around them. And I'm not like, listen, this isn't me hating on Buffalo. Like, I like Josh Allen. We've talked about this. He put up 30 points on this Denver defense last week. So hey, my hat's off to him after watching Drake May. But I don't know, just something about that doesn't seem to be a fit.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah. So I just look at it going, I just had a shit show in Miami. I can't have one in Buffalo. I'll never work again. He'll be Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels will never be a head coach ever again.
Oh man, if you keep seeing the turnover at the position, if they win the Super Bowl, I don't know. I'm not saying this year or next year, but
I think people are going to look at it and be like, we know who he is as an offensive coordinator, and we know who he is as a head coach.
I generally agree, but I think there's like a 10% chance. I'll put it that way.
So I do want to get to the Steelers story.
Oh boy.
But I want to just finish off with Buffalo.
Sure.
So they spent the whole week just freaking whining and crying about the officials and the catch, and like it was a catch. Like that's not like it was a catch. But but like get over it already. Even today, they're like, this should be the Bills. We should be playing in New England right now. Like we should be. Dude, I would have rather played Buffalo than Denver. In Denver. Like, are you kidding me? Joe Burrow weighed in. Did you see this?
No.
So Joe Burrow, I think it was like a day after, wrote the amount of people that don't understand what a catch in the rule book is flabbergasting me. It's not the officials. The two plays yesterday were not difficult calls, and they got them both right.
Fair enough. Listen, I texted you during the game. I forget which incompletion it is. I wish I had like time stamped it, but I was like, according to the Bills, that's a catch, and it was like something that was terribly. Like,
it was the booty drop. It was it was when he underthrew booty.
Yeah.
It's what it was actually. That was a horrible play by Drake May. That's when they could have picked up the first down, or sorry, they could have got into field goal range, and he underthrew booty, but. I just love Joe Burrow, like just sticking his first of all, his absolute hate for Buffalo just comes oozing out of him, which is phenomenal. And the funniest part is like Buffalo fans always had this soft spot for Cincy because Cincy won that game and got them into the playoffs. And then I remember we had the what was the poor kid that got hit on the field, Damar Hamlin. I couldn't. I want to say Harmon. I just had Hamlin, and Cincy and Buffalo kind of get sort of united because of that play, and then Cincy played Buffalo in the playoffs, and Cincinnati won, and Cincinnati celebrated because they won the playoffs, and I remember Buffalo fans on Twitter being like, how classless after everything that happened between these two teams this season for them to come out and just to sort of see Joe Burrow just jump into a conversation he wasn't invited to is kind of amazing. Now, Mike, there's some weird Patriot fans out there. We know that. I get DMs from weird Patriot fans. We see weird Patriot fans. You're a weird Patriots fan.
Me? No.
But Buffalo fans like Bills Mafia, they bring weirdness to a new level. And there's some dude driving around with this on his car. Like it exists. Somebody paid money and got this put on their car. It reminds me of those political guys that have either 50 Trump and MAGA things or 50 whoever Hillary things all over their cars. I always laugh at them they're a walking billboard. This is just this is weird. I honestly, if you do this for anything, politics, sports, whatever, it's weird, is it not?
Yeah, it's you can tell they don't leave Buffalo. Clearly that's what it is. So they ride around town and they're the popular kid from high school, so it's fine.
So people are asking who we want.
Rams are making it a game right now, by the way. I don't know if you have the score up.
So the Rams offense is going to be tough, but I think the Patriots defense, they're going to have a tough time with. I can never get that kid's name right.
Puka Nacua.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try. I want them to play the Seahawks, so I don't have to try to pronounce that name for 2 weeks.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Shut up. Just shut
and
up.
Keel Harry.
And Keel Harry. Great blocking wide receiver.
I think he's on the Seahawks right now.
The Patriots could use a guy like N'Keal Harry. I don't know why they never got a guy like him. So you and I had a good laugh this week because we have a mutual friend who's a Steelers fan. My best friend in the world is a Steelers fan. And when I opened up Twitter, was it yesterday, the day before, whatever it was, and I saw this, I laughed so hard.
I did too.
When I saw that the Pittsburgh Steelers signed Mike McCarthy to be their head coach, like I could not stop laughing. I was just trying to imagine like what that conversation was like in the front office. Well, the fans have been clamoring that we want a new modern day offense. Like modern, like 2014, like a double fullback type of offense. Yes, old school football, but new. Okay, well, I know a guy who screams "Get it done" in front of Waffle Houses. Maybe he's available.
So the way I described this to our mutual friend was, you had 3 Mikes to pick from: Mike Tomlin, Mike Rabel, and Mike McCarthy. All of them were in Pittsburgh. We're going to throw them all into a bag and shake it and see who you get. And it's just like, oh, I got the wrong Mike.
Mike McCarthy's from Pittsburgh. They are very
yeah, they have to have
territorial.
They have to, yeah.
They're very territorial, but they're gonna if the fan base gave up on Mike Tomlin, like Packers fans wanted to run him out of town.
Yeah.
Cowboy fans almost rioted. Bro, so our mutual friend, I got to know what his reaction was.
So it's all. Are you familiar with the phrase copium?
No.
So it's hold on. I'm gonna link the definition because I had it up. Because I looked this up so that I could send it to him. Hold on 1 second. Basically, it's like convincing yourself. Because I don't have it up now, of course. It's convincing yourself like this is the right thing, even though you kind of know in the back of your mind it is. Like you just cope with it.
So he thinks this is a good move?
Yeah, he's just like, oh, this means we're gonna get and develop a quarterback, and we need a quarterback, and he's a great quarterback developer. And I don't know why
Dak
we
haven't. Dak Prescott played one of his best years when Mike McCarthy finally left the team.
Yeah, not to mention, what quarterback did he actually develop?
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, a guy who sat on the bench for 4 years. Like,
wasn't
it. But that wasn't exactly quick, and he was a first-round pick. Like,
and he won. Well, yeah, but dropped down to the 20th overall pick.
I don't know.
Was he still there for Jordan Love?
Yeah.
Or was that LaFleur? No, that was LaFleur.
No, that was LaFleur. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, man. It kind of reminds me of like the Mayo thing, you know, like, oh, we need somebody from New England. We need somebody from Pittsburgh named Mike.
Speaking of this was kind of interesting. Former Steelers running back Najee Harris revealed that Mike Tomlin told him to leave the Steelers and sign with a new team in free agency. He said, Najee, I always talk to you. I always talk to you not as if it's a player, but if you're my son. And he was like, I cut it out there, but basically it says, I would tell you this ain't it. And then Najee was like, well, that was it for me, and off I went. I found that very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Tomlin just knew this was his last season regardless? And he was just telling Najee, like, go do something else, go to a better organization? Like, why tell him to leave?
I don't. He's one of those first-round picks that was really talented that I think the Steelers, like, never had the offensive line or the offensive acumen to use correctly. Not to mention, they, like, ran the freaking tread off him in year one. I think he had, like, 200 touches in his first year. It was insane. He had double the amount of touches in 1 year more than most running backs get in like 2 or 3 years. So I think they just beat him to hell, honestly.
So this was the last thing I wanted to talk about really quickly. We only got a couple minutes left here.
Yep.
Basically, the Kelsey brothers were doing their podcast, and Travis was talking about Eric Bieniemy coming back to Kansas City, which I think is a great move for them.
Yeah.
And he just kept saying, like, it's going to be great to work with him again. It's going to be great to see him back in the building. Great to this, great to that, which tells me either Travis wasn't thinking or hasn't coped with it, but it looks like Travis Kelce could be back playing football next year.
I would say more of the first thing, probably. Like, he's just so used to saying, like, we, us, the team, I mean, listen, I brought that quote up to you last week where Bill was still going like we, us, the defense, Josh,
Yeah.
like he's omnipresent here still, which he might be. Maybe that's why the defense is playing so well.
Because a lot of the Patriots defense was a Bill Belichick choice. So yeah,
Yeah, fine. We'll come full circle to that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on this. Honestly, he kind of looks late stage Gronk, like he's just kind of there. So
I liked during the post game today, and I can't remember who said it on the panel, but they said the Patriots way left Gillette Stadium when Tom Brady left for Tampa Bay, and it's now come back with Mike Vrabel. And I'm very excited about that. And here's what I'm going to tell everybody. We've got 2 weeks to really let this soak in. February 8th, probably around 6:30, is going to be kickoff for the Super Bowl. We're going to get to watch Bad Bunny in the halftime show, or you can go over and watch the other show that they haven't even announced. And it's probably like Kid Rock and a bottle of Jack Daniels or something. But, you got your choice of halftime shows you can watch, or you can be like me and just not watch the halftime shows at all and just, I don't know, eat nachos and get fat.
I was going to say, that's when I eat. Like, you don't, like... Okay.
I can't eat during the games. Like,
No.
I get so nervous. Like, halftime is my time to like smoke and eat and have a drink and use the washroom and just
Three people like came and checked on me on the game, and they're like, when are we gonna eat? Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm like, go away. Like,
never leave me alone.
Like, who's hungry right now? I want to go vomit.
Anyways, we've got 2 weeks to let the soak in before the Super Bowl kicks off and enjoy and get involved in the festivities and buy the merch and talk smack on X and hang out on, streams. And Master at Work has been slowly but surely teasing a comeback. So maybe he'll have a good, going out party, all that kind of stuff.
He's been living his best life.
He has been. And I just think, guys, let the haters hate. I can't say this enough. Mike, years ago, I was on this show I think I was by myself, and I was just talking to the chat, and somebody in the chat said, everybody hates on the Patriots, and they're hating on everything they're doing. And I just said, hey, man, embrace the hate. Be worried when they're not talking about you. And for a bunch of years, they weren't talking about us, except when the Buffalo Bills fans were punching down, was the only people who were paying attention to us. That was more of just receding jealousy from for how long the New England ran the AFC East and were the daddies of the Buffalo Bills. But the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. It's going to be a good time. Let the people hate, because we're getting to watch every single week of football this year and getting to see the Patriots playing it. Think about that.
Yeah, we thought we were done. We thought we were done, 4 weeks ago, basically? Like, oh, it's been fun. We don't expect them to go anywhere. No, we're still here.
In just a couple of minutes, there's going to be 2 teams left in the playoffs.
The Rams have the ball again, too. What the F, man?
One of those teams, I know I'm watching it here. One of those teams is the New England Patriots. Mike and I will be on next week to discuss the opponent, whether that be the Seahawks or the Rams. But I just want y'all to enjoy this, have fun, be good. And Mike, tell me about those Patriots.
They're gonna be legit, kid.
Dear Pats Nation, it's just about time. Yeah, we're back. It's Dear Pats Nation, nation. Yeah, it's Dear Pats Nation, nation. Come on. Yeah, it's Dear Pats Nation. And the show starts in 3.